Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. So we have something that is an exclusive for GP Knives. When will it be available? It's actually available right now. If you're watching this video at the time that I uploaded it, it is literally available right now. They tried to rush this to me to get it to me a little before it released, but it got a little mixed up in the mail. So you guys are seeing an unboxing that I'm actually recording the same day, which is pretty rare. This came in this morning, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So pretty cool. Thanks so much to GP Knives for letting me share this with everybody. Obviously, I will link this in the description so that you can check it out for yourself. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. What do we have? Look at this little tiny Spyderco box. So this is the Urban in Rex 45, which is pretty cool. This is made in Italy, so this is an Italian Spyderco. But Rex 45, definitely a popular super steel. And this one's not going to be, I mean, it's still expensive, but considering the fact that it's Rex 45, it's actually not as small as I thought it was going to be. I think it's probably one of, if not the least expensive Rex 45 knife that I have ever seen. It might be the least expensive Rex 45 knife in history, but I'm not 100% sure. This, to my knowledge, oh, wait, is it double or is it a lock? No. So this is double detent. That's got a nice mid-stop and a nice snap into the close position. So this is the type of knife that is going to be super appealing to people who, number one, live in a part of the world where locking knives are not legal. As you know, an American citizen, I take for granted the fact that whether or not a knife locks is not something anybody cares about here. But it is something that is an issue in other parts of the world. So that might be appealing to you. Number two, some people just prefer to carry smaller non-locking knives, or they don't necessarily need a locking knife, right? This is a bit of an odd design in my opinion, because we still have jimping up here behind the blade, insinuating that you can apply pressure back here, which of course will break that detent that kind of holds the blade in the open position. Again, it does not lock. It's just a detent. But I suppose if you are applying enough force downward, right, this force into the edge, then you might be able to apply some equal force back here just to kind of grip it correctly. But for the most part, you're going to be only applying force to the edge. The benefit here, the big benefit is, of course, it's not just Rex 45, but it's going to have that spectacular Spyderco heat treatment, and you're also going to have that spectacular Spyderco cutting geometry. So for, you know, like if you want, like for a lot of people who have like a dedicated locking knife, this type of knife is great for people who want that. I'm saving the edge on that one specifically for these types of tasks. Your lighter, continuous cutting tasks, if you want something that's dedicated to breaking down boxes, you got to watch out for staples, right? Something like that where it's not necessarily your all-purpose knife, just your knife that you use for your cutting, right? Like your continuous light cutting. Then essentially this edge, assuming you maintain it and treat it properly, will last forever. Not literally, but it will last a ridiculously long time. I think, let me look here. Let me read. I believe this is not DLC. I think they listed it as PVD, which surprised me, but I could be wrong about that. It does not feel the same as Spyderco's typical chalky DLC, so this might be PVD coated, but it could also just be an error on the website. It might actually be DLC. In any case, either coating is going to assist in protecting the blade against corrosion. And it doesn't make it impervious to corrosion, just helps protect it. You guys do need to know, if you're not familiar with Rex 45, it is far from, not only is it not stainless, it is far from a stainless steel. So if you live in an area where that is an issue, then that's something that you should absolutely consider. But if it's not an issue and you don't mind, giving it a little coat of oil here and there, then you should be okay. The texturing on here, Looks like, I mean, it's just like, you know, mild like pattern texturing, just like a tiny grid with the Spyderco logo right in the middle. So that's nice. Definitely does provide some meaningful traction. We also have the pocket clip sitting directly on top of the Spyderco logo, which is the only smooth part on the knife. I think that's pretty smart. And as it should be, the pocket clip is reversible. You can switch it over to the left-hand side, and given that this is a non-locking knife with it's more of like a triple detent, right? The system is set up to, you know, for the user to have the exact same experience, whether they are right or left-handed. So that's really neat. As far as manipulating the knife with one hand, I would say the way that I would do it right there. I don't know if this is a knife that I really would, just because of the strength of that. Like, I got to stress this, the open position detent is really pretty strong. Now that I've got it figured out, you know, manipulating it with two hands is no problem. Getting the knife out with one hand, pretty easy. You can also break that detent with your thumb and keep your index finger here in the choil position, and then close it to the half stop or the mid stop, and then close it like that. That's probably the easiest way to do it. That way you're not closing the blade into your finger, you're really just closing the choil into your finger. So that's neat. Let's go ahead and do some specs. This is a ridiculously lightweight knife. I'm gonna say it probably weighs somewhere between 1.5 and 2 ounces. Let's give it a shot real quick. Total weight, it weighs 2 ounces. So there you go. Very lightweight. I don't know about you guys. For me, that is a weight that is just that much more likely for me to lose it. Anything under 3 ounces, the lighter it is, the more likely it is for me to lose it. The next thing we should do is, of course, measure it. That would require a measuring tape. There we go. So the overall length of this guy, I don't think I've ever reviewed this knife. 6 inches. Your blade length is 2. I'm going to say it's 2.5. I had the tape wrong. 2.5, and then your cutting edge is 2 1/4. So definitely on the smaller side. This is definitely a knife that I would refer to as a small knife. I think we should also do real quick a couple of size comparisons. Here it is up against the Spyderco Sage 6. We're also going to do a couple of other Spydercos up against the Spyderco PM2, which is obviously gigantic, and Spyderco Pair 3. I have to assume I put the Spyderco box in the thumbnail, which means Spyderco fans or people curious about Spyderco knives are probably clicking on this. So probably a good idea to run these, you know, up against it. And then let's do a couple of others that might be useful. Demco 80 20.5. Let's do the Ontario Rat Model 2. How about the Civivi Vision FG? And do we have the bug out? There's the bug out. Let's put it up against the bug out. What else do I have out here? Vosteed Porcupine. There we go. Okay, if I have not done a review on this, which I'm pretty sure I haven't, then I will do a review on this model. But this is a GPK exclusive or GP Knives exclusive. So when they're gone, they are gone. I think they're $97, which is a lot of money for a little pocket knife that has injection mold plastic scales. Obviously, the majority of that is going towards the blade and the heat treatment. I mean, you are essentially buying the blade there. So for some people, it's going to be worth it. For others, not. I think they priced it pretty well. I'm not super upset about that. I would have been pumped if it had a compression lock, but I don't think that's the idea behind the model. But yeah, I think some people will really enjoy this. So check out the link in the description. It should be there if you're watching this on the same day that I upload it. If you're watching this way in the future, it might be gone. But anyways, thanks again to GP Knives for sending it in. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.